My name is Charlotte, and I'm doing my 5th grade capstone project on the Gymnastics Olympics. My main inquiry question is, how has the process of judging and scoring in the Gymnastics Olympics evolved over time? Today, you will find out the answer to that question. The next time you watch the Gymnastics Olympics on TV, I want you to think about what you learned today and how the information that I am going to give you will help the Gymnastics Olympics make more sense. I hope you enjoy my presentation. Did you know that the first thing the judges have to focus on is the gymnast's choreography and the music that is used for the routine? If the choreography doesn't match the timing of the music, that could get points taken off your score. Also, the judges have to focus on if the gymnasts stick their landing. For example, when a gymnast lands, if they take a slight step or hop forwards or backwards, it could be a problem because it could get points deducted from your score. The last thing that the judges have to focus on is form errors. What that means is that a gymnast separates their legs when they're supposed to be together. This occurs on all 4 events: bars, beam, floor, and vault. One of the places this is most likely to happen is when a gymnast is dismounting or when a gymnast is trying to hold a perfectly straight handstand position on the bars and doesn't want to fall. The next thing that I'm going to be talking about is how the judges know when to take away points and how many points to take away, depending on how the gymnast did their thing and why it was wrong. For example, when gymnasts are doing split jumps or leaps, they're supposed to hit 180 degrees or more. But if they don't, 0.1 or 0.3 points could be deducted off their score depending on how bad the split or leap is. Also, gymnast toes are almost always supposed to be pointed. You will mostly see a gymnast flex their toes to avoid, when they're doing a bars routine, to avoid hitting their feet on the floor. You could get 0.1 points deducted for this. Another thing that could get points deducted off your score is if you wobble. What I mean by that is if a gymnast wobbles, it can be really slight or a more significant movement that is very noticeable. For a little wobble, you could get 0.1 points taken away. For a medium-sized wobble, you could get 0.3 points taken away. And for a big wobble, such as falling off the beam, you could get 0.5 points taken away. Have you ever wondered how the scores are determined for each gymnast routine? Well, I'm going to tell you. There are 2 panels of judges. The first panel starts at a 0 and points are added for requirements, skills that are hard to do but done well, and just anything that the judges think are worthy of adding points onto the gymnast score. The second panel of judges starts at a 10 and deducts points based on skills in the routine that don't go as planned. 9 judges sit in a panel for each event. The judges are grouped into 3 different groups. The D panel is 2 judges who calculate the difficulty score. The E panel is 5 judges who calculate the execution score. And the E execution score begins at a 10, and the judges take away points for errors and things that go wrong. The score doesn't just depend on how well you did the skill. It is how you combine all of your skills together into one big routine. When certain skills are done in a row, you could automatically get 0.1 points added to your score. This is only on some skills because some take more practice and effort than others. Now you're probably wondering, well, what happens if the judges come across a tie? Well, I will be explaining what happens in that situation. Even if 4 people tie, a tie is a tie. For example, when a bars competition was going on, 4 people tied. Van Yellen, Victoria Komova, Dara Spindarova, and Madison Kochin. They all got the score of 15.366 on the bars and all tied for first place. So basically, when there is a tie between 2 or more gymnasts and they should all get a medal, they're awarded with the medal they're supposed to get and there's no medal for the next place. Let's say 2 people tied for the gold medal, then there would be no silver medal. Same thing with silver, then there would be no bronze. Up to this point, the information that I have given you hasn't been so bad, right? Well, you're about to hear some things that aren't so happy. There are a few problems with the scoring system. One of the problems is that it is making gymnasts feel extreme amounts of pressure. It is freaking them out and putting them in a really bad state of mind. This is what Robert Andrews, a sports psychology consultant, thinks about the scoring system. He says it is based not on what you did right, but what you did wrong. It is negative feedback. That negative feedback spurs gymnasts to try and be more and more perfect. And that drive works against them. Another thing that is happening is that the gymnasts are taking in the judges' feedback. And when that is it is negative, it makes the gymnast think that they are not doing skills that are risky enough. And then they try to push themselves harder, and that is how gymnasts are getting injured, by taking themselves to a level of difficulty that they are not ready for. Overall, I think the process of judging and scoring in the Gymnastics Olympics is not super complicated, but the stress level for gymnasts is super high. There is a lot the judges are supposed to notice, but once they train, it is not so hard for them, and they can do a good job. For more information, go to my blog at blogs.scarsdaleschools.org/sheprepare27. I hope that you enjoyed my presentation.